हेनो प्रभु कोता गेला आचार्य ठाकुर। कहाँ मोरा भट्ट, कहाँ मोरा स्वरूप रूप, कहाँ सनातन। कहाँ दास रघुनाथ पतित पावन। कहाँ मोरा भट्ट जुग, कहाँ कवि राजा। एक काले कोथा गेला गोरा नटराज। पाषाणे कोटिबो माता अनले पशिबो। गौरंग गुणेरा निधि कोथा गेले पाबो। से सब संगीरा संगे जे कोई लो विलास। से संग ना पाया कांदे नरोत्तम दास। जय वैष्णव ठाकुर, जय वैष्णव ठाकुर, जय वैष्णव ठाकुर, जय वैष्णव ठाकुर। जय आचार्य ठाकुर, जय आचार्य ठाकुर, जय आचार्य ठाकुर, जय आचार्य ठाकुर। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजना, यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Nil Madhav, Radha Nil Madhav, Radha Nil Madhav, Shri Radhe. Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jaya. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सदस्य श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री गंगा पूजा की जय। श्रीमती गंगा माता गोस्वामिनी पाद की जय। श्री बलदेव विद्याभूषण की जय। ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय। समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय। समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिषे नमः। कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we'd like to heartily welcome all devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today I seek the blessings of all the assembled devotees so that we can glorify the various acharyas whose tithi is there today. And also today is Ganga Puja. So Ganga Puja is basically the appearance of Ganga Devi on this planet Earth. So we will try to glorify Mother Ganga and also hear about the acharyas, Srimati Gangamata Goswamini. Appearance day is there today, and also Srila Baldev Vidyabhushana disappearance day. So seeking the blessings from all devotees before we begin. So first let us discuss something about the glories of Mother Ganga. So as we know, Mother Ganga is appearing on this planet Earth from the heavenly abodes by the mercy of Bhagirath. So King Bhagirath was instrumental in bringing Mother Ganga to Earth. So Mother Ganga is called Vishnupadi. So she originates from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, right? As we know the story of Sagar Maharaj, so his 60,000 sons were killed, and then in order to deliver the 60,000 sons, so different descendants tried their best to bring Mother Ganga on this planet, because it was told that if Mother Ganga's water falls on these 60,000 sons, the ashes, they will all get liberation. So Bhagirath, King Bhagirath became instrumental in this. So Valmiki Ramayana Balkand describes how the great King Bhagirath, raising his both hands, surrounded by 4 fires with controlled senses, he did partake food once a month with controlled senses. In this way, King Bhagirath continued in that state for 1,000 years, engaged in such extreme austerities. So in order to please Mother Ganga and call her to this planet Earth. It is said in Padma Puran, Krite yuge pushkarni tretayam naim swapcharam kalau Ganga samashrayet. So one should take shelter of Pushkara in Satyuga, Naimisharani in Treta Yuga, Kurukshetra in Dwapara Yuga, and Mother Ganga in Kali Yuga. So it is described also that all the demigods, including Indra, coming to the beautiful Ganga Dwar, they bathe and give charity and perform many pious activities. Even demigods, they consider this place very auspicious. Gangambha Shikaram Yastu Samitam Sarshapasya cha Prapnoti Mrityukale tu Sagachet Paramam Padam. He said, a person who drinks the water of Ganga, even equal to the size of piece of mustard at the time of death, attains the supreme abode of Lord Vishnu. So that is why generally, whenever devotees also pass, we give Tulsi and Ganga Jal. So this has been described in the Padma Puran. The one who takes even mustard size of Ganga can get the abode of the Lord. But of course, there are also some warnings given, like incidentally, if a sinful person takes a bath by reaching the Ganga, he becomes free from all his sins, but only if he does not indulge himself in committing sins again. This is given in Brahma Vaivarta Purana. So we should be careful also. So we should not use these devotional items for our benefits, but we should serve these devotional items. So in this way, there are many glories which have been given. So Brihad Naradya Puran says that the hairs, bones, nails, and teeth, or even the ashes from the crematorium, are touched by the waters of Ganga, then that diseased person surely goes to the abode of Lord Vishnu. If a person flows the bones or ashes of any other person into the Ganga, that diseased person, being free from all sins, goes to the abode of Lord Vishnu. So that is why the ashes after the Antya Samskar, they are flown into the Ganga. So this is given in Brihan Naradipur. Janavim ye cha nindanti, means those who blaspheme the river Ganga. Pashandair hatachetasaha te yanti narakam ghoram punaravritti durlabham. Very simple meaning. So those who blaspheme Mother Ganga, they go to the abominable hell and they do not attain birth in the human body again. Punaravriti durlabham. To get human body is very difficult. So therefore, we should be very careful that we don't see faults in Ganga or blaspheme Mother Ganga. So like that. So in Narada Pancharatra, in the conversation between Lord Shiva and Parvati, this very beautiful shloka comes. Kalau Ganga Mukti Datri, Kalau Gita Paragatihi, Nasti Yajnadik Karyani, Harera Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Vimuktaye Nrinam, Nasteva Gatiranyatha. So, Kalau Ganga Mukti Datri. In Kali Yuga, if somebody wants to get liberation, so he should take shelter of Mother Ganga. And Gita Paragatihi. So if one wants Paragati, means one wants to attain the supreme destination, he should take shelter of Bhagavad Gita. Nasti Yajnadi Karyani. In Kali Yuga, the Yajna and other Homa Havana, these don't have any place. Nasti Yajnadi Karyani. But Harer Namaiva Kevalam. So one should take shelter of the holy name to get the ultimate benefit. Right? So Kalau Vimuktaye Nrinam Nasteva Gatiranyata. So this is the way to get the supreme liberation from Kali Yuga. And there is no other way, no other way, no other way. Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. So like this, Mother Ganga has been glorified in the different Shastras. And it is said that even if one remembers Ganga from 100 yojanas, if one remembers Mother Ganga, even from a distance of 100 yojanas, he can get place in Brahmalok. So much great glories are there of Mother Ganga. And if one utters the name Ganga 5 times, one will get the benefit of taking bath in Ganga. So all of us can say 5 times. Ganga, 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 Ganga. So you got benefit of taking bath in Ganga. Yes. So this is the greatness of holy name of Ganga. Right? Like that. So today is actually the appearance day of Ganga. And related with Ganga Devi is also the Acharyas whose name is Ganga Mata Goswamini. Correct? So in Bengal, there was a king whose name was Naresh Narayan and whose daughter name was Sachi Devi. Right? And when Sachi Devi, she went to Vrindavan, they were from a very devout family, very cultural family, Vaishnava family. So when she went to Vrindavan, so she took initiation from Sri Haridas Pandit, who was the disciple of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Okay. And she stayed in Vrindavan and she used to worship Radha Govind. And she used to do the parikrama of Vrindavan every day regularly. Seva Kunj and Vamshi Wat and Shringar Wat, like different places. So she used to stay there and she used to worship these places. And we know that Haridas Thakur had delivered one prostitute, correct? What was her name? Lakshahira, correct? So later she was initiated and her name became Lakshmi Priya Devi. And it is said that Gangamata Goswamini, she, who was Sachi Devi earlier, she uh, used to take association of Lakshmi Priya Devi. And we know Lakshmi Priya Devi, she used to chant 3 lakh names every day, just like Haridas Thakur. Right? He gave initiation, same as what he was doing, same standard. And she followed also. So it's very amazing. And she also started chanting 3 lakh names. And it is said that Gangamata Goswamini later she stayed in Puri, in the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And she was also worshipping a deity named Shamarai. This was her Ishtadev by one of the Brahmanas from Jaipur. And it is said that Gangamata Goswamini was very famous for her Bhagavatam classes. So she used to speak from Bhagavatam, and people from very far off places used to come to hear from her. So she, in this way, became very famous. And it is said in Jagannath Puri, when she was staying, so it was the day of the Ganga Sagar Mela, Ganga Sagar Mela. In that time, she developed a very deep desire that I want to go and take bath in the river Ganga. And when she was having this desire in the dream, so she saw that from the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath, Mother Ganga is actually emanating. And that Mother Ganga is flowing, and Mother Ganga is coming till her house. She saw Mother Ganga coming into her house. And then with that desire, she just sat on Mother Ganga and she started flowing, right? She started flowing and till she went to the lotus feet of the Lord. So in this way, she went to the lotus feet. And when she got up, she was inside the Garbha Graha of Jagannath Mandir. She traveled on the path of Mother Ganga. It is said, no, that yogis, they travel the path of Mother Ganga. And in fact, they go to the heavens also through catching Ganga. Through the path of Ganga, they go. So like this, Gangamata Goswami, she actually, Sachi Devi, she went, Jai Shri Shri Radha Nil Madhav ki jai. So Mother Ganga, when, Sachi Devi, she went to the lotus feet of the Lord the next day morning. Then all the pujaris, they all accused her of thievery. So, the night she's staying inside and she don't know what all she has stolen from the temple. So like that, she was accused of that. And then this message went to the king also. And the king also came. And everybody was accusing her of thievery. And then she was put in the jail by the king as a punishment. And that day, so the Lord Jagannath appeared in the dream of the pujaris and also the king, and told that this lady is my very devout servant. She is a devotee of mine, right? So you should not punish her. Immediately release her, correct? And he also told the king that as a prayashchita, you have to go and take initiation from Sachi Devi, correct? In this way, so the king took diksha from her, and in this way, because of traveling to Lord Jagannath through the path of Ganges, her name became Ganga Mata Goswamini, correct? So she was a very great acharya in our line. In our line means in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. So this is about Gangamata Goswamini in short. So because we have another Acharya to discuss, and who is very important Acharya in our parampara. So we will begin our discussion on Sri Baldev Vidyabhushana. So Sri Baldev Vidyabhushana is a very prominent Acharya in our line. So we all know that the Bhagavad Gita, which Srila Prabhupada wrote commentary to, right? So his um, dedication, he has dedicated the Bhagavad Gita to Srila Baldev Vidyabhushana, right? So when you read Prabhupada's commentary, and if you compare it with the Baldev Vidyabhushana, many points are very similar, you know. So many places you will see Vishwanath Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushana, there is little difference. Like some shlokas, he may say it refers to Atma, and then he may say it refers to Paramatma, right? So like that. And generally Prabhupada, many times he has taken from Baldev Vidyabhushana. So he has dedicated this book to Baldev Vidyabhushana. So Baldev Vidyabhushana is considered as the savior of our sampradaya actually. If Baldev Vidyabhushana was not there, then we all might not be practicing Krishna consciousness with so much conviction. And preaching, which is so much going on all over the world of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, may not have happened if Baldev Vidyabhushana did not save our face during the 18th century. Correct. So Baldev Vidyabhushana comes in the Diksha Parampara of Shyamananda Goswami. Correct. So we know Gauridas Pandit, Gauridas Pandit, he was the direct disciple of Nityananda Prabhu, and Gauridas Pandit's disciple was Hriday Chaitanya. Correct. Hriday Chaitanya's disciple Shyamananda Pandit. Correct. So Shyamananda Pandit's disciple was Nayanananda Pandit. Okay. So Nayanananda Pandit's disciple was Radha Damodar Goswami, and Baldev Vidyabhushana took initiation from Radha Damodar Goswami. So Baldev Vidyabhushana was actually born in a Vaishya family, but his inclinations were towards Brahmanical background. So we know Chaturvida, Chaturvarna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhaksha. So Baldev Vidyabhushana had a very deep, though born in Vaishya family, but he was very intellectual, very intellectual. So from the very beginning, he started studying many shastras. So Nyaya and all the other Shad Darshanas and Vedant Sutra also he started studying, right? And he studied the Alankar, etc. And in this way, so he was born in the district of Balasore. So in the Remuna, where Remuna is there, Remuna, Kirchur Gopinath. So same district, he was born there in Odisha. So during those times, Odisha was not such a great place of learning, like scholarly learning. Of course, Navadvip was, and Varanasi, and in south like Kanchipuram, etc. These places were places of learning, but not Odisha. Correct. So it is said that actually he went to Mysore and he was studying there. He was actually connected to the Sri Sampradaya and also the Madhva Sampradaya. And in fact, he took sannyas from the Madhva Sampradaya. So in this way, he was a very great scholar. He had read the Madhva Acharya's the Vedanta Sutra commentary and many other shastras. He became very scholarly, right? So, and the Madhva devotees in Mysore, they expected that because he is from Odisha, so let him go back to Odisha and establish the Madhva Math there. So in this way, they had sent him to Puri to establish the Madhva Math. Correct. And as you know, there is always a risk when you send any devotee to any other place. Correct. He's no more under your guidance, so he will get influenced. And it is very good fortune for us. So he got influenced actually. So Baldev Vidyabhushana was influenced by the Gaudiya Sampradaya. So when he went to Puri, so he came in touch with the Gaudiya Sampradaya, Radha Damodar Goswami. correct? And when he studied Gaudiya Siddhanta, he got so much attracted and so much convinced that this is the highest, correct? Much greater than any other sampradaya what is offering, correct? So then he got attached to the Gaudiya Sampradaya. So it is said he was earlier called as Ekanti Govinda Das, his earlier name. Anyway, so on the order of his guru, Radha Damodar Goswami, he went to Vrindavan, correct? So, but now he was fixed. He will not get again changed to anything that time. Order of his guru, he went to Vrindavan, and there he studied the Jiva Goswami's Shad Sandarbha very deep. And he there he took the shelter of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, right? So in Bhagavad Gita, if you see the lineage, correct? So there we will see that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is there, and after that Baldev Vidyabhushana, and after that we have Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and then the line is continuing to Prabhupada, correct? So therefore, our line of the Acharyas is coming through Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushana. So therefore, their commentaries to the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, they are very, very important also for us, for reference, correct? So when you say Guru Sadhu Shastra, so Shastra is of course there, universal, but when you say Guru, of course, Guru is our own Guru, right? Or the preeminent Shiksha Guru, Srila Prabhupada, whom we refer to, right? His books. But when you say the sadhu refers to the acharyas who are coming in our line in which we are connected to. So that sadhu is a very important contribution in our life, in our devotional upliftment. So Baldev Vidyabhushana, in this way, the Shiksha Parampara. So ours is a Shiksha line of succession. So as we know, Diksha and Shiksha both are very important. Both are considered actually equal. Importance is given to both of them, right? But still, Shiksha is considered more important because our position, our advancement in bhakti is based on so the Shiksha Parampara is coming through Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Baldev Vidyabhushana, correct? So as we said, he was a very great scholar of Shastra, but he was very humble. It is generally seen that if somebody is a very great scholar in Shastra, he becomes very proud of his knowledge, correct? So many times devotees ask question that whatever we read, we keep forgetting, right? So how to remember whatever we study? So it, sometimes I feel that forgetfulness is a gift of the Lord, correct? Krishna says, no, apohanam, jnanam, and apohanam, and smritihi. All these three comes from him. So these are all the prasad of the Lord, coming from the Lord. So if we remember everything, whatever we read, naturally we will become proud that I know everything, correct? So better to forget so that we will be humble. Correct? So Vandarsham Prabhu in Pune, when he was asked this question, so he said, I'm very happy that I forget. Why? Because every time I read, I get focus, attention, because it appears that I'm reading for first time. Right? If we think that we know, then we will think we already know this. Right? We become proud. So it is good that we forget so that we can read the same Prabhupada book again and again and again and again. And still it appears new for us. Right? Anyway, so here Baldev Vidyabhushana was scholar, but still he was humble. So this is a very, very great thing, very great gift of the Lord. And he did not like to debate with anyone and prove his position, but he only wanted to serve the Guru and the Lord and the mission of the Guru. But when there was a need, then he was ready to become lion in the battlefield, right? Like for Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we say, Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine, correct? So he was ready to break the tooth of those who are, propagating the Apasiddhanta. Lion Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So like that, Baldev, he had studied all the Shastras, so many Shastras. Here list is given. He had studied the Brahma Sutra, that is Vedanta Sutra. He had studied the Brihad Bhashya, Dvau Anubhashya, and commentary on the Vedanta Sutra by Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vallabhacharya, Bhaskaracharya. All these he had excelled, studied and perfected. So we know in the 1670, Aurangzeb was ruling, and he was very great. In Prabhupada word, rascal. So Aurangzeb, he was so much envious of the Vaishnavas. When he saw in Vrindavan that so many temples is growing, and from Agra, when he saw that there is one light which is visible from Agra, he asked one of the minister, "What is that light? It appears to be more taller than even my palace. How is it possible? There can be nothing more taller than my building." Correct. So if Aurangzeb used to live today, he has to be in Dubai, Burj Khalifa, he has to stay on top. Then only he'll be happy. So Aurangzeb could not tolerate that. What is this building? That should not be there. Nothing should be more taller than my building. So it is said in the next day, night only, he told that all the people go to Vrindavan and destroy all the temples. Correct. The temple, which was 7-story high, 3-story, he just broke it. Right. So it was very, very tall temple, but now we see only broken temple. Correct. So even so many other temples, he told to destroy all the deities, whatever was there. So somehow the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan, they understood that this is going to happen, and they shifted. They moved so many deities, right? Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govind Dev, all these deities, they moved from Vrindavan to Jaipur by various ways. It's not just directly like Ganapati they bring, on behind the van. Not like that. Nobody should know where the deity is going, because there were so many security Z force. They were trying to search where they are going, what they are doing. Correct. So Radha Raman Dev only is the only deity, which original deity present in Vrindavan, because Radha Raman is only 12-inch height. So he was hidden inside locker. Nobody knew. And next day, when all these gang rowdies came to break the deity, break the temple, they saw the deity was not there. So they said, "Kuch to karna chahiye hame." So they started breaking the temple. Correct. So in this way, of course, we are not discussing the history of Aurangzeb and these things, but here the connection is that when the deities, they all went to Jaipur. Correct. Radha Govind. Even today, you will see Radha Govind temple is the most famous in Jaipur. Very big temple. And Jaipur is like Ishtadev for them. Every day morning, 4:30, there is Mangalarati. And thousands of people come, even today. So even non-devotees, they come to have this darshan at 4:30. That has become a culture in Jaipur. Correct. So very, very amazing place, Jaipur. How many devotees have gone Jaipur? So all devotees will go sometime. Okay. So, yeah. So what happened is that we know the Sri Sampradaya, there is a one line in the Sri Sampradaya called the Ramanandi Sampradaya. Okay. So who are the worshippers of Lord Ram, and one of the acharyas in the Sri Sampradaya, he went to the north and he established the Ramanandi Sampradaya. And the Ramanandis were present in Jaipur also. And when they saw that Govinda Dev they are establishing, and Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Maharaj Jai Singh, he was patronizing the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. He was very greatly attached to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, correct? And they are so Gaudiya Vaishnavas were worshipping Radha Govind Dev, and all the other deities, Madan Mohan and all were getting established. So these Ramanandis, they felt a little insecure. If we are having some place and somebody else comes to that place, they feel insecure. What will happen to us? अरे इतने साल से हम कर रहे इधर प्रचार, आप लोग कहाँ से आ गए? Correct. So sometimes they don't want to cooperate. They will not join with the new stream which has come, and they want to rebel. So something similar happened here. So the Ramanandis they posed challenges to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So what were the challenges they posed? So they accused that, you know, your sampradaya doesn't have any philosophical connection with any other Vaishnava sampradaya. Because Padma Puran says that there are 4 bona fide Vaishnava sampradayas. Shri Brahma Rudra Sanaka Shitipha Chatwaraste Kala Bhavya iti Utkala Purushottamaha. So it is said in the Kali Yuga, in the Utkala Pranta, the Lord Vaishnava, the Lord can be attained by these 4 lineage: Shri, Brahma, Rudra, and Sanaka. So these are the 4 ways one can connect with the Supreme Lord. So Padma Puran is saying there are only 4 sampradayas. Where is the mention of Gaudiya Sampradaya? There is no mention. So in this way, they were posing a very foundational existence of the Sampradaya itself, correct? And then second accusation they made that all Shastras say Narayan is the Supreme Personality of God. What are you worshipping? Krishna, Govinda Dev is Krishna. Where in the Shastras it is given that Krishna is the origin of everything? So in this way they posed this question, correct? Narayan is the Supreme Lord. And then one more accusation. There is no Shastric basis for Srimati Radharani's worship. Correct? Lakshmi Narayan are worshipped. So her name is not mentioned even in Srimad Bhagavatam, and you are worshipping her. And where in the Shastras, even if you are worshipping Radharani, where it is mentioned that there was a marriage between Radha and Krishna? How can you worship somebody who is not connected formally with the Lord? Right? So in this way, they were posing questions, correct? And then they said, see, any sampradaya, we can consider it bona fide only if they have a commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. So where is your commentary? If you are saying you are a bona fide sampradaya, where is your commentary on Vedanta Sutra? Where is your commentary on the Upanishads? So in this way, these very important foundational questions were posed, and this accusation was spread everywhere, even up to Bengal, Navadvip, and everywhere. So that time, Maharaj Jai Singh, he felt that it is his duty to protect the Gaudiya Vaishnava because he was actually follower of that, correct? But he was a very saintly king. He did not just, hey, how are you daring to speak like this? And he did not just finish their sampradaya. No, he was a Vaishnava, right? So he understood that this is a very important accusation, and we have to solve this, correct? So we have to establish the bona fide nature of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, correct? So he went to Vrindavan and expressed these things to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was very, very old at that time, correct? He was bedridden. He was very elderly at that time. So, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says that it is the duty of the Acharya to remove the anartha from the Sampradaya. Duty of the Acharya is to remove anartha from Sampradaya. What is our duty? Our duty is remove anartha from our hearts. This is our duty. But Acharya's duty is very great. So they have already removed anartha from their heart, but they are thinking about how we can spread, first establish and then spread the sampradaya. Correct? So if any anartha comes in the sampradaya, it is their duty to remove. And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur understood that it is our duty. And Maharaj Jai Singh was saying that, if you do not establish your sampradaya's existence as bona fide, then we may have to remove Radharani. We have to remove Radharani's worship, and Radha Govind Dev also will lose its importance. Correct? So therefore, please do something about it, Maharaj Jai Singh told. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, of course, he had so many Diksha disciples also, but he considered Baldev Vidyabhushana as very dear to him and very apt for this particular purpose. Correct? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur called for Baldev Vidyabhushana. Though he was a Shiksha disciple, he said, go and you have to debate on this and establish our sampradaya and show them how it is actually bona fide connected to Madhva Sampradaya. Correct? And Vishwanath Thakur also sent one more Diksha disciple to assist him. That was Krishna Deva Sarvabhaum. His name was Krishna Deva Sarvabhaum. But of course, Baldev Vidyabhushana was the prominent personality there. So when Baldev Vidyabhushana came, so there was a debate organized between the Ramanandis and Baldev Vidyabhushana. So Baldev Vidyabhushana, point after point, he started establishing the bona fide nature of our sampradaya. So the first accusation which was made, what was that? There are only 4 sampradayas, and where is your sampradaya? So Baldev Vidyabhushana presented from many shastras, especially he quoted from the Kavi Karnapur, Gaur Ganodesh Deepika. So he showed how that our sampradaya acharya, one of the acharyas, that is Srila Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri actually took initiation from Sri Lakshmipati Tirtha. Correct? So Lakshmipati Tirtha is one of the acharyas in the Madhva Sampradaya. So therefore, in this way, there is a link. So that was what was supposed to be established, that our sampradaya is not starting somewhere in the sky. So it is having a connection with the Madhva Sampradaya. You will see some not so informed devotees or other sampradaya. They say Gaudiya Vaishnava is 5th sampradaya. Aapne chalu kar diya 5th sampradaya. Chari sampradaya. Where is the 5th sampradaya? No, it is not 5th sampradaya. It is part of Madhva Sampradaya. Gaudiya Sampradaya is part of Madhva Sampradaya. So this should be understood, and this was established by Baldev Vidyabhushana. And then the second accusation is what? That how Narayan is not the supreme, but it is Lord Krishna who is the supreme Lord. Of course, we know that Narayan and Lord Krishna are the same personality only, but only the mood is different. Correct? So when you talk in terms of the mood, Sri Krishna is supreme. So that was to be established. The mood of worshipping Sri Krishna is highest. So Baldev Vidyabhushana quoted from so many shastras. So we know Brahma Samhita, first verse of Brahma Samhita. What is that? Ishvara Parama Krishna. Right? Satchidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So he quoted. Then he quoted also from Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? First canto, 3rd chapter, 28th verse. What is that verse? Ete cham sakalapum saha krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam lokam mridayanti yuge yuge. Correct? So after all the list of various avatars are given, finally this verse is spoken by Vedavyas. He's saying that all these are Amsha and Kala. Correct? But Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. The word tu is very important there. So very big commentaries are given, we know, on this particular verse. Correct? So this verse is very, very important to establish the supremacy of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And this verse is called as the, what is that word? emperor verse. What is the Sanskrit word for that? Paribhasha Sutra. Yes, Paribhasha Sutra. And then he also quoted from Bhagavad Gita itself. Right? Bhagavad Gita is spoken by whom? Sri Krishna. Correct? He is saying, Mattah sarvam pravartate. Right? Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanita. So Prabhupada, in the translation, what he has written? That I am the source of all the material and spiritual worlds. You know, not just telling about material world, material and spiritual world. So that's a very important word, right? Because we may say, oh, Mahavishnu is also the origin of all the material world. But no, he is origin of both material and spiritual manifestation. Correct? So Krishna is this way. And he also said how Lord Krishna has 64 qualities and Lord Vishnu has 60 qualities. Correct? So 4 extra qualities are there in Lord Krishna. And he explained in detail how Lord Krishna originally present in Golok Vrindavan expands as Balram, and then the first quadruple expansion, and then the second quadruple expansion, and then Mahavishnu comes, and then the other 3 Vishnus are coming. So he established how the Vaikuntha Lokas in the spiritual from the different expansions of the Supreme Lord. So in this way, these are some main points we are just discussing. We are not discussing the whole debate. So he in this way established the supremacy of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And then what is the third accusation? That there is no shastric basis for Radharani worship. Correct? So then he started quoting from various other shastras again. So Brihan Gautamiya Tantra, which is quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, correct? Where he says, Devi Krishnamayi Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mayi Sarva Kanti Sammohini Para. Right? What is the translation of this? The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Krishna. She is the central figure of all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract all attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. Right? How Srimati Radharani is the original Shakti of the Supreme original Lord Sri Krishna. Correct? And then he quoted from other Shastras like Narada Pancharatra, which glorifies Srimati Radharani with 1,000 names. Sahasranam, Radhika Sahasranam is there. And then also very famous one stava, Sri Radha Kripa Kataksha stava. I had first time heard this in one lecture yesterday only, but when I searched it, it's very famous. They are saying it is sung by many devotees in Vrindavan and other places. Sri Radha Kripa Kataksha stava. Okay, so where Lord Shiva is actually glorifying Srimati Radharani as the supreme goddess of fortune. So I'll just sing the first verse of this. Munindra Vrinda Vandite Triloka Shokaharini Prasanna Vaktra Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilasandra Bhanu Nandini Vrajendra Sunu Sangate Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. So like this, glorifying Srimati Radharani. Munindra Vrinda Vandite means all the great munis, they are worshipping you. Triloka Shoka Harini. She is removing the shoka of all the Triloka in the material world. Prasanna Vaktra Pankaji. Her face is like lotus and very smiling. Prasanna. Nikunja Bhu Vilasini. She is always giving pleasure to the Lord. Yeah, in the Nikunja. And Vrajendra Bhanu Nandini. She is the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj. And then Vrajendra Sunu Sangate. So Shri Krishna is with Shri Krishna. Kada Karishyasi Hamam Kripa Kataksha Bhajan. So they say, when will you please give your mercy to me? Like this, Lord Shiva is seeking the mercy of Srimati Radha. Amazing. And then Baldev Vidyabhushana actually proved that how Srimati Radharani is the Shakti of the Lord. She is the Hladini Shakti of the Lord, correct? So when they asked that, where is the evidence that Srimati Radharani married with Shri Krishna? Then Baldev Vidyabhushana actually told that, what are you talking about marriage? Will there be a marriage between Lord and the Shakti originating from the Lord? How can you talk about the marriage? Like, for example, my Shakti is to beat somebody. So how can I marry my Shakti? Because Shakti is originating from me, correct? So like that, Lord Shakti is originating from Srimati Radharani. How can there be a marriage relationship, correct? So if you are seeing things in a material platform, correct? You are seeing things in a material platform. So therefore, he proved how Radharani is the energy of the Lord, and there is no need for marriage. Of course, marriage is also a pastime. Vishnu Kalyanam happens in Tirupati, correct? Meenakshi, Srinivas Kalyanam, yes. But that is a pastime. That's a pastime. But we cannot impose this rule that Lord also has to marry, then only you can worship. So you're talking in material platform, right? Spiritual platform, Lord and energy are always eternally present, correct? So in this way, he proved how Radharani's worship is bona fide, correct? And then he speaks from Brahma Vaivarta Puran when asked about why in Bhagavatam, Srimati Radharani's name is not there, correct? So Brahma Vaivarta Puran tells about this, quoted by Sanatan Goswami in Bhradamrit and Jeev Goswami in Gopal Champu. So where he says that Sukadev Goswami, who is a parrot, very dear to Srimati Radharani in Golok Vrindavan, and if he by chance utters the name Radha, then he will go into ecstasy, he will become unconscious and he will fall there flat. And what will happen to all the sages who are assembled in the Bhagavatam class, right? They will see speaker, ut jao, class sunna hai hame. He will be gone, correct? And what will happen to Parikshit Maharaj? 7 days, Takshak will come and kill. So it was responsibility to not remember Radharani. So he didn't utter the Tonunam. So that verse is there, which glorifies Srimati Radharani. So in this way, to understand how great is Srimati Radharani, so he had to say that. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam is not there. But you have to see all the other evidences and then understand the greatness, correct? And then the next accusation, because time is almost over, so we'll quickly go through. The next accusation was, what was the next accusation? Yeah, Vedanta Sutra commentary. So before that, one more point about Madhavendra Puri. Also, he told they put one more accusation when they heard about Lakshmipati Tirtha. They said, see, Lakshmipati Tirtha was Tirtha, his surname, and Madhavendra was Puri. So how can you say that there is a link between these two? Correct? Tirtha and Puri, right? So it seems you are not bona fide again, they were saying. So then to establish this, so he told the history. He said, see, Madhavendra Puri was actually a disciple of Vishnu Puri. But he took sannyas diksha from the Advaita Sampradaya. Okay, sorry. He was an initial disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha, but he took sannyas from the Shankara Sampradaya, from Vishnu Puri. Correct. Therefore, that surname got attached to him, Madhavendra Puri, but he was actually connected to the Diksha. He was a Diksha disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. So he showed that how the ashram is not the basis for judging, is the basis for judging the line of the parampara. Right? Like for example, if he had not taken the sannyas, then the parampara can also be continued. Correct? Just because he took sannyas, you cannot say that the parampara is changed. No, siksha and diksha is more important. That is what is to be considered. Correct? So, like for example, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also took Vaishnava diksha from Ishwarpuri, but he took sannyas diksha from Keshav Bharati Maharaj, from Shankara Parampara. Correct? So why this is done Prabhupada has explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, correct? That because that people considered the Shankara Sampradaya as a bona fide sannyas. So we have to take that step in order to preach our message, right? And in fact, we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave the mantra first to his guru and then he gave. Correct? And in fact, he preached to all of them and he converted them to the Vaishnava Sampradaya. And even Madhvacharya also, he did same thing. Madhvacharya, what did he do? He took Diksha from Achyuta Pariksha, was from the Shankara Sampradaya. Correct? And later he got influence and he became Vaishnava. Correct? So to establish the bona fide nature of the Diksha, Sannyas Diksha, they did this. Correct? Otherwise, they will not be taken seriously. Correct? So in this way, we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu adopted the Yukta Vairagya. Very amazing point. So he used the Shankara Sampradaya in the service of the Lord. Right? He took Diksha from there and engaged that parampara in service of the Lord. Correct? Amazing thought. So the last point is the Srimad Bhagavatam, the commentary to Vedanta Sutra. And Baldev Vidyabhushana said, Srimad Bhagavatam is natural commentary. Bhashyam Brahma Sutranam, Garuda Puran says this, right? The Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary to Vedanta Sutra. Why do you need one more commentary? We are following Bhagavatam. Correct? They said, no, we don't know all these natural things. We want artificial. Right? People don't believe in natural. Correct? So, Baldev Vidyabhushana said, see, Janmadyasyata, that is Vedanta Sutra. So, it's explaining the Vedanta Sutra. They didn't believe. So, then they said that, see, unless you have, this is the last, they know that they don't have the commentary. And everybody agreed, yes, they should have commentary. Otherwise, we cannot accept. So all points are proved, but this one point got stuck up. We don't have any commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So everybody was like, what to do? Then they said, so within 1 week, if you do not come up with a commentary, then we win the debate. We win the debate. Then Baldev Vidyabhushana was like, he just prayed to the Lord and he said, it will be done. Everybody was, hey, how, what, you're joking? It is not commentary on any chota mota one shloka. You have to write commentary on Vedanta Sutra, which acharyas spend their whole life sometimes to write. And you are telling in 1 week it will be done. Baldev said, it will be done. So Baldev Vidyabhushana went to Govinda Dev, correct? And then he prayed fervently. And Govinda Dev said, don't worry, you just write and I will dictate to you what to write. Right? So just amazing. So he just started writing. Govinda was dictating. He just wrote, just completed. And it was presented. Everybody was shocked. Unimaginable thing, right? So same thing. What Prabhupada did also is unimaginable thing. Prabhupada also said same thing, correct? These commentaries I have not written. Lord has written. Correct? Lord has written. So Prabhupada was just the instrument. Correct? So here Baldev Vidyabhushana was the instrument. Correct? And therefore that commentary on the Vedanta Sutra was called the Sri Govinda Bhashya. So the Bhashya, the commentary is not written by Baldev Vidyabhushana, he is saying. It is written by Govinda Dev. So therefore Sri Govinda Bhashya. Govinda ji has written this commentary. Correct? So once this was established, then the authenticity of Gaudiya Vaishnavism was proved at that time. And everybody accepted. And therefore, currently, we are able to actually understand the bona fide nature of Gaudiya Sampradaya. Correct? So this credit goes to Baldev Vidyabhushana. Therefore, Baldev Vidyabhushana was given this title, Shripad Baldev Vidyabhushana. Means he was, his knowledge, his Vidya was an abhushan. Right? So Baldev Vidyabhushana. Correct? So in this way, Baldev Vidyabhushana wrote actually many books also. There's a very big list. I'll just read out, but I think by hearing these names at least we will be purified. If not, I mean, we don't know when we will read this, but just the names we can hear at least. Sri Govinda Bhashya, right? And then he wrote the Gita Bhushan, commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, Gita Bhushan. Siddhanta Ratna, Vedanta Shyamantaka, Prameya Ratnavali. You did not make notes, it will not end. Very big list. Siddhanta Darpan, Kavya Kaustuba, Pada Kaustuba, then Chandas Kaustub Bhashya, Sahitya Kaumudi, Vaishnava Vandini. Then he wrote a commentary on the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Gopal Tapani Upanishad is very important Upanishad because it glorifies Lord Krishna. Upanishad which glorifies Supreme Lord Krishna, Gopal Tapani. So he wrote a commentary on that. And Isha Upanishad also, he wrote a commentary. Then Vishnu Sahasranam commentary is there. And the sixth Sandarbha also, Jiva Goswami, sixth Sandarbha, he wrote commentary. Then Stavamala Vibhushana Bhashya, Stavamala written by Rupa Goswami, he wrote commentary on that. Nataka Chandrika Tika, then Shyamananda Shataka Tika, etc. So in this way, today is the disappearance day of Baldev Vidyabhushana. So let us pray to all these acharyas that especially Baldev Vidyabhushana, so that we get the strength to understand the philosophy and also preach this philosophy, establish the authenticity of the philosophy, and convince others also. And we also become convinced and practice bhakti very nicely, so that finally we can attain the lotus feet of the Lord, Shri Govinda. Hare Krishna, Hare